Yeah.
Beagle's gonna be late. Beagle's gonna be late.
No, I'm not. Shut up! Alright, so I lied to you all yesterday. I said that there was Sigma Lehman Russ Space Assault mission today. I lied to you because I forgot that I'm doing the Starbright Mechabellum Community Tournament number 2 today. So we're not starting with the Lehman Russ attack today. I'm sorry, I completely lied to everyone. I know no one's even here right now. I'm talking to no one. I'm speaking into the void. Whatever, I don't mind. No one even heard everything I just said. No one clicked the notifications that quick. Well, if you're watching the VOD, that was just for all of you in the VOD. Yeah, 50 people. No, I don't. I don't have any people. Hello? I am waiting for our first invitation. Tango Dash 1 says, I'll be honest, I was sitting on the Twitch page playing Bloons. Well, I hope you enjoyed Bloons, Tango Dash 1. Hey, have you caught the recent Sigma VODs? Hey, Tango Dash 1, do you know how your Ogren's going? Tango Dash 1 says, yeah, I know, I'm hoping for Tango Dash 3 now. Oh no. I mean, corn. What are you gonna do about corn, right? Who understands corn? Nobody knows. Nobody can expect that coming. We're gonna room I can join? I was waiting for an invite. Room is a private room. We're gonna go to the main scene. I gotta put Sammy on, hang on. I mean, I don't have to put Sammy on, but I want to. I want to put Sammy on. Where is Sammy?
Everything
Aha!
numbers.
Sammy, you're here. You're live.
Yes. Hi.
My tail's in the way
I might
of
be
you.
a bit delayed.
Okay.
I'm having some technical difficulties. My game's stuck on downloading resource files. Have you had this happen to you before?
I've never had that happen to me in my life.
I was playing it like 2 hours ago just fine. I don't know what's wrong all of a sudden, so I'm going to try to fix this, but it's been stuck on this for like 3 minutes now, so...
That's definitely your fault. Alright. Maybe...
I'm trying to like validate my game files real quick. Maybe do like one match without me, just like we did last time, and I'll hop in after.
I'll do as many as I want without you, Sammy.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, I
rude.
started off really aggressive today.
Okay, that's good. That gives me a base level to start at as well.
Yeah, I was going and picking fights in the Mechabellum channel like 2 minutes ago with Arlisle, so I'm basically just ready to go.
Good.
All the players are here. Alright, cool. Well, you let me know when you're like ready to spectate. I'll let Starbright know you're not ready for this one.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Alright. So welcome back, everyone. It is time for... What the? Oh. It's not time for that. It is time for Mechabellum Tourney number 2. We did this last month. When I say we, I mean Starbright Bunny, who is the creator, orchestrator, manipulator, and maestro of this tournament. Thank you very much to Starbright Bunny for managing all of this for us. We're just here, me and Sammy. Sammy will be here, but right now I'm just here to spectate and commentate on this. Starting off with a match of Cornite v So Salty Salt. If I can take us to the brackets, just as we're loading in here, you can see the brackets for today's tourney. It's a double elimination tournament, so a winner's bracket and a loser's bracket. Maybe I'll understand how that works this time, unlike last time. With Incredon, Sergeant Schultz, Noctilla v Killer QWERTY, The Bieg v Austin 5151, Nero Barbecue v Goth the Great, Fantastic Ms. Fox versus Mephancerus, Cornite v So Salty Salt, Ricochet versus Dastrix, and Paladin of Arlisle versus Your Favor. Who will be the winner? Who won last time? It's, where's Arakasi? Doesn't matter. Arakasi's not here. Cornite! And Salty Salt now selecting their starting commanders. I haven't played much Mechabellum myself recently. I've always been meaning to get back into it, but I've just been busy with everything else lately. But there's a cool new patch out. We're going to see this tournament on everyone. New patch with the missile interception towers, which I have not got to see yet, so this will be interesting for me. Salt picking cost control specialist with balls and crawls. Cornite ended up picking cost... No, that's Salt. Cornite ended up picking elite specialist. That is pretty much as far as you can get from each other. Elite specialist. Better units cost more. Salty Salt. Worse units costs, well, get more money. So, let's see how we go here. Sledges and arc lights for Cornite, and Cornite's doing one of the classic elite specialist starts where you refund, you buy field recovery for 100 and you refund one of your 200 cost units, in this case the sledges, so you can afford an elite unit from the start. Cornite opting for... We'll see. Meanwhile, over on Salty Salt's side, already picked their units. So Salty Salt opting for unlocking Phoenixes, and then buying some for, I think it was probably 350 total. So just buying the one unit for Salt, going for like the air attack. Salt, I only know of as playing matches where they literally build nothing but fangs. So this is different from Salt. These are like units. There's like 3 types of units on the field, and that's strange. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this works out for Salt here. You've got crawlers behind the Phoenixes, which will also be interesting. Shotgun crawlers to be better, what's the word? Delay, better chaff, takes longer to kill them all. There's also these new things that I haven't seen yet, I gotta catch up. You can spend money to fortify your buildings, we'll get into that later maybe. Couple of units of elite crawlers coming out for Cornite. So these are level 2s, they will beat the level 1s. Also, Salt doesn't have any... I gotta turn on the game sound, sorry. Salt doesn't have any real crowd control, so I don't know, but then again, Cornite doesn't have any AA. So I think probably the win goes to Salt. If I had to use my caster instincts here to guess, folks, I think the side with the Phoenixes might win. It's gonna be an airborne start that works out for Salt here, picking up that unexpected unit of Phoenixes. When you do start with cost control, you start with extra money, you can get away with a cheeky air unit unlock and use in the early game. Unfortunately, poor Cornite have to deal with that now. Now, it's not a big win in the early game to get 200 points off your opponent. You know, obviously that's not huge, but there is something important about this. They both pick subsidized marksman for marksman 50%, 50 less cost. There's something really important about this, I think. And that is that it puts Salt immediately on the offensive mentally. The initiative is... Oh, we can't... No, we can play him in through. The initiative is in Salty Salt's hands. The reason I think that's extra important here in Mechabellum, not just for normal reasons, is that Elite Specialist already has a pretty hard time getting units out. Elite Specialist is one of the less flexible commanders because your units will cost so much money. It can be quite tough to... I was distracted. These things actually look like sea words. It can be quite tough to react to threats and also be building your own army at the same time. So, if Cornite was to misplay here, and, you know, accidentally build too much AA, then what Salty Salt can do is build something else instead, and keep presenting new problems for Cornite to deal with. The classic, you know, the classic dub of playing Mechabellum, which would probably impact Elite Specialist even harder. But in this case, they both mirror the same things. They're each getting marksman. It's funny because Salty Salt here actually goes for elite recruitment, pays the 100 cost to get elite marksman as well. Now, their cost controls are going to be slightly worse. But, you know, keeping up, basically, with the levels of elite specialist nullifies elite specialist's bonus quite a lot. Now, in this case, Salt still doesn't have really any crowd control. So, this time, now not getting air cheese, I think Cornite's got it pretty handily. Because those level 2 crawlers are just going to come in, and nothing Salt has can deal with them quick enough. So the arcs and the marksmen in the back get to have a nice time. Round 2 goes to Cornite. Imagine doubling down on mass-produced Phoenix on cost control. You've already got less stats on them, then you double down. They'd be very low statted. Salty Salt, probably quite wisely not opting for that, going for Smoke Bomb instead. Smoke Bomb is a very good ability. It lasts for 2 rounds and halves the attack range of units within the smoke. Really good ability. Core Knight, meanwhile, going for the mass-produced Phoenixes, which, you know, again, interesting. You've got almost half the stats of these Phoenixes, but now they cost 100 less, but they still cost 200 for Core Knight is the thing. I'm actually not sure if that's better or worse. I think those are those worse than level 1s? 3921. I think they're slightly better. Slightly better, I think. But it's definitely like you're taking a huge chunk to the point of your level 2 unit. Slightly better than level 1 Phoenix, I mean. But you get to get more of them out, but you're still... I mean, it kind of evens out. You know, you've basically got, like, slightly better than level 1 Phoenixes right now. Level 3 Crawlers, because they're getting lots of kills, so they level up quite quickly, Crawlers, because they don't take much XP. They're so cheap. At least I think that's how XP works. Yeah, it looks like it is. So that's good for Crawlers here. Especially because... No, I was going to say I don't see Salt with much more crowd control, but Salt did get crowd control and set it up quite well here. Sledgehammers. As the smoke comes in. These will be able to clean up the Crawlers pretty decently. Well, they've got 900 health now. That's actually quite important. These level 3 Crawlers are going to take 2 shots from a Sledge kill instead of 1. They're also coming in column as well themselves. So these Crawlers are still going to be quite effective at tying up the enemy line for a while. I don't think the Crawlers will be dead until we've broken into the back line here and all the balls are dead. You've even got some who made it to the marksman in the back and did some damage there. I don't think it's going to be quite enough. Wasted missile there, unfortunately. We'll see. If the marksmen are left alive to kill all the Phoenixes, there's no free air game win, and indeed, there's just a few too many sledges there to chew through, and Core Knight goes down in round 3. We're swinging back and forth here. It's a tennis match. Round 1 to Salt, round 2 to Core Knight, round 3 to Salt again. So on trend, Core Knight should win this round, right? So Salty Salt, and Core Knight both picking top supply specialist. This is definitely a card that's, you know, you want to get really early. 150 supplies per round, but you only get it from the start of next round. Plus, it costs 200 to buy it. So this card I used to take all the time, but people were right to say it's not really as good as it looks. It actually takes quite a few rounds for it to start kicking in. You know, 3 or 4. And so basically, you're betting on this match going past round 7, round 8 at this point. Both of them take it, so it doesn't really matter too much because they've mirrored. So in the end, it's just gonna basically make this a better game for the spectators because everyone's gonna have more money. That's basically it. It's just gonna be a bigger, bouncier game for us. What else was bought? We got some Fangs for Salt over here. A unit of Fangs in the middle is probably a nice option here. Helps with the crowd control in general because they're gonna be fine at killing Crawlers. They're not great at it, but they'll be fine at it. Also helps with dealing with the Phoenixes later on. Got some more defensive missiles coming in. No one's bought a missile interception tower yet. I want to see what it looks like. More Crawlers, it looks like, for Core Knight, doubling down on a good thing. I'm not sure if Core Knight had these sledges before, too. And yeah, they did. These are starting sledges because they're elite specialists. So just buying the 2 Crawlers, I think, this game. I missed if they bought another unit of Phoenixes, but I don't think they did. Just the more Crawlers there. As elite specialists, it's going to be much harder to get that money out than it is for Salty Salt with cost control specialists. Tons of Crawlers coming in, though. And I feel like we're going to have to finally see a dedicated crowd control unit come out for Salt at some point here, at least one. Though it is unfortunate the Crawlers kind of like all bunch up here, so it makes the sledges have a much easier time killing them. Defensive missile barely defending this tower before all the Crawlers got it. So well-placed defensive missiles there for Salt, stopping that from happening. But in the end, it's not really going to matter. With all the extra Crawlers tying things up, they just overwhelm those sledges for Salt. And Core Knight's able to just come on in and sweep through with that strong backline of single-target damage dealers. Very strong amount of single-target damage for Core Knight. So if Salty Soul tries to bring out Giants or something, or even just middling units like more sledges and balls, it's a toughie. Incendiary Bomb for Core Knight. Surely it's going to come in for Salt, too. Kind of interesting to see Incendiary Bomb for Core Knight when they're so Crawler-based. Like... Are you... This is interesting because you're winning off your Crawlers tying them up. And yeah, you're gonna bomb them, but you're also gonna kill all of your Crawlers by doing this. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, you can also look at it as like it's a mirror, because if you expect your opponent to go Napalm, then placing the Napalm down early allows you to kind of neutral out against them, unless they place shields. Salt isn't placing any shields here. Core Knight going back and forth and how to deploy that too. So doesn't spend any money yet. What has Salty Salt bought? leveled up their sledges, so they're going to be able to one-shot those crawlers now, thank goodness for them. I think just more elite sledges looks like they got put down on the sides. Marksmen are all leveled up to 3, which is really nice. Not replacing the defensive missile here that saved the tower, but then it didn't really help in the end because Salt did lose that last round. What do we say? Tennis, ping pong. Core Knight won the last one, so it's Salty Salt's turn again, right? It must be. It really is like coming down to these crawlers tying up so much for the backline. So the extra units of sledges might be the difference here, especially being at level 2. Wiping out those enemies, those crawlers in one shot will help a ton. Unfortunately, Core Knight not actually using oil or incendiary. I think Core Knight ran out of time here. No, they're using oil, never mind. They're just deciding not to use napalm yet. You can see look. Oh, little Siwas. Salty Salt doing a bit of taunting. Forgot the fire, they type in. Core Knight smiles. As the crawlers come in, all of the crawlers for Core Knight wiping into the napalm there. But it'll work the other way around as well if there's enough Core Knight power to live for Salty Salt to walk their own tanks into their own fire. I'm not sure there will be. It's definitely a better trade for Salty Salt here. As the oil is placed down, I think Core Knight's planning to place the napalm down this coming round. Because the oil is placed down now, Core Knight loses this round as expected, so it's Core Knight's turn to win the coming round. Now, because the oil lasts 2 rounds unless it's extinguished, we're going to be able to napalm onto that oil this round. Though, Salt should see that coming and shield, you would think. That's, like, incredibly telegraphed. Heavy Arc Lights picked for Core Knight, while Salty Salt picks Skill Specialist. To get that Incendiary back more often, Smoke back more often, that's, you know, a pretty good option. Skill Specialist is usually pretty strong. Salt putting down Smoke in the middle as well. Upgrading their balls. No bought units yet, I don't think. I want to play Mechabellum just to build a base now. I want to build a base of shields and these little turrets. It looks awesome. Buying more. Salt kind of back to basics here. Salt loves to do Fang and Marksman strats, I believe. Mass Recruitment, Elite Specialist. Buying 3 more Elite Marksman, I think, was the choice there. Buddy, you really got to see this fire coming, though, because you even taunted Core Knight about the fire. Like, you taunted Core Knight about the fire. You know the fire's coming, right? You have to know the fire's coming. You taunted them that they forgot to deploy their fire. The oil is right there. You have to know this is coming, surely. Core Knight, on the other hand, shields. Shield, 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 shield right here. Gonna block the smoke from coming in, which is really nice. There we go. There's the shield. So that will be saved. If only it was a little bit to the left. Is it actually going to work? No, because the missile goes in the middle, yeah. So, the shields are in the right place there to stop the across the line thing there. Unfortunately for Core Knight. I'd actually see what units Core Knight bought, apart from all the shields. I couldn't tell you. I think with the heavy arc light upgrade, they just bought more arc lights, perhaps. Maybe 1. But in general, all that matters is what's on the field right now. The crawlers go in and they're all dead. I didn't see what got them, if they died to the sledges or the napalm of Core Knight themselves. Now is Phoenixes and Marksmen are all that's really going to be left against Salty Salt. With the, I mean, the shields are good here, but you're just outgunned, you know? Like, Cost Control Specialist doesn't matter that much here, where a level 3 Marksman here has 6,454 damage. And Core Knights only have like 6,700, like 300 more. So Cost Control, as the levels stack up, doesn't seem to lose that much, really. I think Salt's probably bought their upgrades too, right? Salt getting Deployment Specialist, great card. Yeah, and because Salt's got the 1-1 here, that's why it's evening out. Actually, Salt's gone 10% attack, 15% defense increase. So their units are just as good on the attack as Core Knight's, more or less now, just a little bit worse. Core Knight has bought Defense Specialist though, so their units are still that much tankier. 5,000 HP on this Marksman, 4,415 on this one. Not that that matters so much. A Marksman, just an example. Salty Salt doubling down now. Just going Marksman core at this point, you know, just more and more and more and more Marksman. Hey, it won last round, but watch out, Salty Salt, because it must be Core Knight's turn to win, surely, because we're going back and forth every round. More single target damage for Salt. So what does Core Knight do to manage that this time around? Well, Core Knight's got Elite Marksman, on the marksmen's. So that's gonna, like, massively increase their damage. This increases your range and attack by level increased. Salt doesn't buy that. Salt buys Shooting Squad. Salt loves Fang so much. Salt buys Shooting Squad and range enhancement. So they do have the range of 180 that outranges Core Knight's marksman, but they don't have the damage. Much, much better damage on Core Knight's marksman now. No shield in the center, though. Something to note for Core Knight here. Whereas Salt does have one, and with the greater range, and especially because all the marksmen for Core Knight are in the middle, could be quite bad for Core Knight. Stormcallers as well. One unit of Stormcallers here. That's going to be good for dealing with the enemy shields. Though, again, they're so outranged here. No, they're the same range as the marksmen. They should sit in the shield for a while, but I'm really worried just about the range enhancement here. 180 range on the marksman means they can just do their job from back at this damn tower. You're really depending on the crawlers to buy enough time here for the higher damage and the Stormcallers of Core Knight to break their way through the single target damage you know, differential of Salty Salt here. It's really just a battle of single target damage at this point. It's just whose marksmen and artillery and phoenixes can kill the others, basically. That's really all that's going on. Is this thing within range? No, it's not within range of those Stormcrawlers, and they're about to get bodied. I do worry that Core Knight's just trying to beat Salt at a game you can't beat him at this point. Core Knight losing. Uh-oh, the ping pong match is destabilized. Now, Core Knight really needs to pull something out here, because this is just a nice composition from Salt, and this is what you see happen in the pub ladder all the time. This is the pub match problem of when you let Marksman Core get away from you. Now, you can't play that back at this point. You can't just buy more single target damage, because you're so far behind. Salt has bought so many marksmen. They're higher level than you. They're higher range than you. Yes, they have less damage, but they're higher range than you. And apart from the shields, none of your units even need the extra damage of Elite Marksman. You know what I'm saying? Until Salt put that fortress down, Elite Marksman was only really useful to kill the shields, because everything else was dying in one hit anyway to these marksmen. So that's the thing here, is that these marksmen get higher range, which is actually more useful. But now that the fortresses are in with barriers, Elite Marksman is going to not be as big a waste. This is going to be more useful here. Oh, skill specialist from Salty Salt bringing the fire in right now. Core Knight needs to place shields down or they are instantly going to lose. And then really, it's just, you know, what are you going to, like, do here? You know, like, what's your move? You can't beat them at the single target game, that's clear. So what do you do here? Their single targets only got better because they got fortresses. What do you do here to not play into that game? Is it too late for Elite Specialists at this point? What new units were even bought here? More crawlers? I think it's a little bit too late for crawlers to save you. They've got the sledges. I think it's a little bit too late for that to save you. They've got a Vulcan. All their units are high level. Really, the only hope I can see here is if the Vulcan, if the crawlers were the problem, that were tying up the single target damage for too long for Core Knight. Because otherwise, I mean, maybe. I mean, this Vulcan is going to fry all of these enemy crawlers that would have survived otherwise for way longer. Core Knight didn't have, well, Core Knight had some arc lights, I don't know. We'll see. We'll really see if this will be the difference here, because with the all the marksmen, that Vulcan's going to die instantly, of course. But it's done its job. It's killed almost all of the crowds before it goes down, so that Vulcan couldn't have asked for a better match. GGs are coming out already, though, unfortunately. Core Knight typing GG, Salt typing GG in return, accepting the GG, and it's just a Marksman Core victory there. What am I in? Pub ladder? Nice standard play here. Nice, I mean, you can't fault it. That's just a Marksman Core that run away down the hill. That's a Boulder gathering steam. Wow, the Beagle BM. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Marksman Core. When it works, it works. I mean, what am I in pub ladder? Because that's where I see it all the time. But yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you let the Marksman Core build up steam. That gap opens up, and where's yours? You know, there was probably a point here in round 5 or 6 or something where you had a chance to keep up with the Marksman if you wanted to, but you didn't. And it was those rounds where we said, like, okay, Salt's doubling down on the Marksman, right? It was those rounds where the Marksman gap opened up, and then it was never closed. The Stormcrawlers were, like, a nice idea to try and get back into the game, but I also think that Elite Marksman pick kind of went against Core Knight there, because yes, you're getting the extra damage, but you're not getting the extra range until you get to a very high level as much. Did you buy extra range in the end? Yeah, I wondered why you have as much. I don't know. Yeah, it's tough stuff. Just needed more single target if you're gonna compete at that game. More something else needed to flank. Just something different. But in the end, both players played a very similar game, and Salty Salt took it further. So GG to Salty Salt. Round 1 of the tourney goes to you. In this match, anyway. This matchup. All right, Sammy, are you prepared now?
Yes, I am.
I want to see, because I remember from last time, do we have any other matches to watch? But I'm not seeing any.
Brackets, some haven't finished.
Yeah, I mean,
no, actually, it looks like they've all finished.
we're all finished up. Okay, great. That means we need to look at the brackets and pick the next match. Hang on, I gotta turn you up too, Sammy. You're quite quiet to me.
Ooh, okay.
Alright, you should be louder now.
Okay. How's this sound?
Too loud, but I've taken you down 5%. You should be great now. Welcome, Sammy.
I like being too loud. Okay.
What did you think of the match? Were you watching the back end of it there?
Yeah, no, I watched almost the full thing. I just had to restart my computer and the game worked then. I think it was good. I think that nothing, like you said, was really done to answer the marksman core, and that was the downfall of Core Knight. But I think that an underrated part of that match were the summoned fangs from the marksman, because I don't know if you were noticing, but those fangs were taking like all of the enemy marksman fire off of the good targets, and they were just swarming the field and blocking up all of, like I said, all the enemy marksmen and phoenixes and all those single target damage.
They're
basically there for free because of the shooting squad.
That would be underrated. I always think an upgrade's not worth its cost in most situations, so I didn't really expect them to be doing much. So I wasn't looking for them doing much. But you reckon they had a big impact?
Yeah, I think that's why Core Knight went for the Vulcan at the end, which I think it was just too little too late at that point. Like, maybe you needed like some more Stormcallers with like Napalm or something to deal with those, but I think those were a big part of why Salty Salt won the match. I'm also might be biased to the strat because I use it when I play survival very hard to cheese the AI. I do the Vulcan marksman fang thing where you just summon like 1,000 units every round.
You know, I played Survival the first time like a month ago.
Did you like it?
It was okay. So we got the winners here of the entry community. MJB entry community Mechabellum Tournament number 2. Incredon v Sergeant Schultz. Incredon advances. The boats on the march again. Didn't Incredon make it all the way to like the finals or the semi-finals last time?
So, I was gonna ask you, do you remember who won the last one?
It was Arakasi with the corner strat.
Arakasi, that's right.
And I'm pretty sure it was Incredon.
The L shape.
Incredon was against Arakasi,
Yes.
and it was this crazy match of trying to fight out of the corner. I remember it was crazy. Incredon was second in the last
boats?
tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, the boats versus the L shape. I remember.
Noctilla isn't Arakasi, right?
Hey, is Arakasi in this?
Arakasi had a pseudonym, but I don't think it's Noctilla. Right? Noctilla is Noctilla. I don't think Arakasi's in this one. Noctilla is in Discord is Noctilla. So Incredon v Noctilla now in the second round. Noctilla having beaten Killer Quaddy to advance. The Bieg beats Austin 5151 to fight Nero Barbecue, who advanced by Scope the Great. Fantastic Ms. Fox, the best player in the tournament. Freelancer bias again, I'm sorry, it's coming back. Has advanced versus Mephancerus and is against So Salty Salt, who we just saw defeat Core Knight. Ricochet defeats Darstrix and goes on to fight Eurofavor now, who defeated Paladin of Arlisle. Now this is a double elimination tournament, everyone. Sammy, do you remember what that means from last time?
Yes. When you lose in the upper bracket, you go down to the lower bracket. If you lose in the lower bracket, you're out for good.
That's right. Everybody gets 2 chances. You're sent down to the Imps in the Dante's Pit Inferno of the losers bracket, and you have to claw your way back up to the finals. But you've got 2 chances. Even if you lose one round, you can claw your way all the way back up to the finals, and you can take the whole thing. That didn't happen last time, but it could happen this time. And that'll be Sergeant Schultz v Killer Quirty, Austin 5151 versus Gope the Great, Mephancerus versus Core Knight, who we just saw defeated, and Dartrix versus Paladin of Arlisle. But this time, I want to watch Ricochet versus Eurofavor.
I was actually looking at the exact same match.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think, because Ricochet is like one of the, from what I understand, one of the community favorites, right? I think Ricochet is one of the highest combat power MMR, whatever they call it nowadays, in the community. And I think we saw them go out pretty early in the last tournament, if I remember correctly.
Ricochet says that they have trouble with nerves. They're fine when they play casual. But they have trouble with nerves in the tournament itself. But Ricochet is like, when they play on their own, Ricochet is like ranked 22 in the entire world, I believe, on MMR when I last saw them posting it in the channel. So,
Oh my god, wait, what?
No, yeah. There's like 4 or 5 days ago, I don't know what it is now, but Ricochet was like, oh, apparently they looked at the leaderboards and they're like 22 in the entire world.
Holy shit.
'Cause there's a
Okay, so we
leaderboard
definitely
now.
have a community favorite. I'm looking right now. Elmar.
Yeah, I gotta look for him now. I gotta look if he's gone up or down while we wait for the invite for the lobby.
I'm looking.
Apparently the best in the
under-
world right now is Forgotten Arbiter. Damn, you weren't lying about 2200 MMR being good, chat.
Yeah, I see there's MMR leaderboard. I guess it would be under MMR leaderboard. I don't know.
Yeah, it's the MMR leaderboard. Yeah, I see Doxson from our community is on like around 30. Yeah, 30.
Gotta have all the rats representing.
Gotta represent the rats. Well, I would have been here, but then someone told me last time I played this, 2200 MMR is good. I was like, oh, I didn't realize. And I immediately, tanked 10 games in a row. So I'm not here anymore.
You were like top 30 in the world.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm like top 30 in the world? Cool, watch this drive. And then I rammed my Dodge Charger straight into a brick wall. That was fun.
What's my rank? Where am I?
Let me see if I can
my
just
rank
join
is
you.
so
Starbright.
low. Oh, I don't have MMR because I haven't played since the MMR update, so I don't even.
Oh, you
pop
could
up.
be huge, Sammy.
No, I would not be. I don't have time for that. I got other things to do. I'm writing I have this hobby right now that I've been doing during work. Wait, you can say something?
Starbright. I don't know if you want me to do anything, but I can't do anything because your rooms are private. I can't join you without an invite, so someone else, maybe the players in your room could try inviting us, but we need invites to get in. Welcome, Zasko. You had to figure out what Mechabellum is?
So much easier last time.
Hopefully today is the day to find out, because you're going to have 2 strapping young men commentating it for you.
Well, I think... I'm not sure if it works like this, but I think once the match starts, we can spectate it even if we're not in the room. But I don't want to risk it.
That's a good point. Yeah, because I can't click spectate right now. That's because
we're getting this sorted out. I'll tell you about my hobby. So during work, I've been writing up I'm just doing this not for any particular reason, just because I'm I enjoy doing it. I'm writing up a design doc for Total War Warhammer 40k.
Okay.
Because I'm so excited for it to come out. I'm like, shit. I'm constantly all day imagining how all the systems and mechanics will work, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna build my own Total War Warhammer 40k with blackjack and hookers. So I'm working on that all the time now when I'm just bored at work.
So you're making a design doc for a total conversion for Total War 3 that you're never gonna make.
Well, no, I'm not doing it as a mod. I'm doing it as if I was
yeah, a theory. You're doing it for fun.
John Creative Assembly and making Total War Warhammer 40k. Basically like that.
What a waste of time, Sammy.
I see Ricochet's game. Hang on.
Why would you do that?
Oh, I got in. I saw it on the multiplayer lobby list and was able to join from there, so hang on, let me invite you. Yeah. Oh, only the host can invite. Weird. There you are. Okay.
Alright, we're in. Anyway, I was trying to rib you, but you got too excited about something else, so just to be clear, I was only teasing. That does sound like a fun thing to do. I do that all the time, actually, for games as well.
Yeah, I might post it on the Discord or Reddit
I'd read
or something
that.
at some point. We'll see. I need to make it more cohesive first.
How do I get you interested enough in my modding projects to make you commit your time to my goals, though? Because that's cool, but if I could get you to do that for things I want to make, that would be cooler for me.
Put it in a game that I really like and make it either 40k or I don't know, something in sci-fi.
What?
With spaceships. That the no freelancer does not count.
Why not? You just described freelancer.
Freelancer's gameplay is all right, but I'm not crazy about it. I don't know.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Freelancer's not my style.
Okay. What about RimWorld? You motherfucker.
I actually did there was a 40k mod for RimWorld at one point, but then I think the creator had like a meltdown and took it off the workshop and then deleted it entirely.
What if you make the next one? You could be the next creator to have a meltdown after and delete your 40k mod.
I have actually heard of that happening quite a lot with 40k mods. Like, I can name at least 3 big 40k mods off the top of my head where somebody had a meltdown and killed the mod. Maybe? And you're gonna rope me into doing, like, some like, tactical thing. With turn-based combat or something.
Yeah, hang on, what the fuck did you just say, sir? I didn't realize that Starbright was, like, waiting for me, apparently, to say I'm ready.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, you said you want to do some turn-based tactical thing? What, in RimWorld?
No, I said you're gonna just rope me into doing that.
Yeah, you should. We'll talk about it later, but you should stop doing things for yourself and do them for me. We'll talk about this afterwards.
Turn-based RimWorld does sound like it could be fun, because I feel, like, I agree with you that so much of RimWorld's combat kind of suffers from being real-time.
Alright, well, we'll
talk about this later.
You're enslaved to work
bigger
on that for me now, yeah, because the match has started. I can't... Sammy, who is in blue?
Blue is, Euro.
Euro?
No, sorry, I looked at Euro favor, right? Isn't that who's in blue? I just looked at the name in game and my brain turned off.
No,
I was like, this isn't who I'm expecting.
I thought you meant it's Euro as in European. Yeah, that's Euro favor.
No, Euro favor.
Yeah. So, that's Euro favor in blue over here with an amazing name that I don't know what that means. And they picked Speed Specialist. They started with, it looks like Mustangs and Marksmen.
Deployed Mustangs.
Yeah, and then they're against Ricochet, who is Supply Specialist. And they started with Fangs and Sledges, and they picked up some Marksmen. Tell me about the deployments here, Sammy. What do you think?
I think we're seeing the beginnings of an L shape.
This does
on
look
the
like
Euro
an L-shape.
favor side. But I mean, and I see those forward deployed marksmen. I mean, not marksmen. Mustangs. That tells me they're rushing. Okay, well, here we go. We're starting already.
This is indeed the oblique flank where you kind of sack one of your towers to lane of a single unit, while on the other side, you put all of your units to try and push through the enemy at a, outnumber them on one flank. And your goal of this strategy is to take out the enemy's tower and take out most of their army before you lose your oblique flank tower. Unfortunately, in this case, the units are just terrible for it. Mustangs go forward and just immediately fall down to sledgehammers. The marksman is not a unit that can really delay on the left like an arclight can, because it can't kill crowds. And even against the sledges there, it just doesn't kill them fast enough. And Eurofavor just dies there. Just dead. That's not the kind of units that's going to work against sledges there, the Mustangs. It's just not going to do it. So, this is interesting now, because now Euro is stuck with these kind of units that aren't working in a formation that isn't working, right, Sammy?
Yeah. And, yeah, Did Euro start with the Mustangs, or did they buy them?
Started with the Mustangs. You can see it in order. It goes left, right, left, right, left, right in their unit choices. So, for example, Ricochet just picked up Crawlers.
Yeah, I feel like Mustangs are not one of the good starting units for this, because I feel like Mustangs, they just fall apart whenever they meet like an Arclight or a Sledgehammer or something early game, and you don't have anything to put in front of these Arclights and Marksmen. Usually when you do this strat, you see Steel Balls and Crawlers, or sledgehammers, or something they can actually punch through. Mustangs aren't really a punch-through unit. They're like a DPS unit, but if there's nothing in front of them, they can't really DPS.
Yeah, and
that flank just gets obliterated.
The missile just obliterates. You're seeing, before I saw Arakasi show me where the corner is good, you're seeing everything I thought the corner was bad at get exploited here, where the missile just chunks the spacing of the units there. Because you don't have to do that when you do the corner, you don't have to space them like that, but Euro opts to here. Ricochet, playing the tempo game now, brings in Crawlers on the flank, takes out a tower. This is a massacre. This is the most one-sided start to a match I think I've ever seen in Mechabellum. This is a massacre.
Yeah, I think Ricochet might have the counter to the L shape down to a T. You saw both the double flank Crawlers, and then just right. Yeah, he was also at his positioning ready for the flanked the L part, the long part of the L, where you could see that Euro deployed on Arclight and Mustangs, and they just got obliterated instantly by those sledges.
Oh, I didn't see that at all. Oh, yeah, Sledges ready there. Arc and Mustangs come in because, yeah, it's the L. We call it the L because the common thing you do is you set up on the front on the round 1, and then round 2 when the flanks open up, or in future rounds, you set up units there to complete the L shape. When done right, it is a very, very strong strategy. that really boxes your opponent in. When done like this, with Mustangs, you can see how, yeah, Ricochet actually recognizes this immediately, I would say there. And as you said, the crawlers and sledges were just placed perfectly to just destroy it.
Yeah. And one thing that we don't actually see Ricochet using, but that I theorize would be a big counter to the L, is the new fortification upgrade on your towers. Which, if you haven't checked the values for it like more than quadruples the HP of the tower. And the L shape is all about rushing that tower and killing it to get yourself a big advantage. But now that you can just make your towers into these like extremely tanky like fortresses, I think that might be like, I theorized it when I heard about the change that would be a good counter to the L shape. But I mean, Ricochet doesn't even need it here, and we can see now Euro's just committing harder to the L-shaped ambush. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, so the sledges, a defensive missile from Rick, sledges taking out all those crawlers, Fang's coming over to fight the Arclight. You can see that the L's got enough chaff there to do a better job now, where, you know, because Euro's army isn't dying instantly this time. Unfortunately, it is still dying. There's more time for that marksman to work, but the units are just not great here, you know, Mustangs are just not... It doesn't matter about the formation, the units that Euro's putting down are just not capable of beating the units that Rick has, you know, like Mustangs just die to sledges. Sledges with mechanical rage too. Yeah.
Yeah, and usually this whole strat, like you were saying, is about breaking through. It's about breaking through that tower. And sledges are like the ultimate wall unit. When I think of, you know, a unit that's just like a brick wall in front of the enemy, I think of sledges. And if you don't deal with them properly, they're just going to be that brick wall. You're not going to get through them. And we don't see... Usually you would see balls complementing this strat to get through the sledges. We don't see any here. We just have these couple of marksmen, which are... They're not going to be able to take out 2 full units of sledges in any reasonable amount of time.
Okay, here come the bulls, though. So here come the bulls. So, bulls could make this work. Now, Euro is down half their HP, but things could turn around here. They go for elite specialist bulls. They're actually placing them on the flank. I'd really like to just see them in front of the Mustangs, because those Mustangs would do so much more goddamn damage if they just had a tanker in front of them. And they're both going on the flank here, and... I'm not Nostradamus, this may or may not work, but I hate it. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to see them in front of these Mustangs, so that the Mustangs and the Arcs and Marksmen could do damage the whole fight. Instead, they're going to die instantly again. And...
Oh.
What?
And, Euro Favor forgot to missile those backline crawlers again and didn't counter them, and so look at the tower.
Yeah, they've been there the whole time, and there's still no, like, actual answer to them. So the tower goes down. It's just a massacre. This is... And if you've seen the L shape before, or if you've never seen the L shape before, and you're like, oh, this strategy doesn't seem very good, I know Arakasi, if they're not in this tournament, they're not in this tournament, I think, is going to be fuming if anyone was to think this is like how it works. This isn't how it works. This is like a good example of units that aren't fit to start with an L shape strategy here, because the Mustangs were just not able to do the strategy, just never had the punch. If you started with the Bulls, it's a very different story. And you usually want the Arclight over here instead. This is, you know... This is definitely a failure of this strategy, of implementing this strategy. And we have no Overlord coming in. I really don't think an Overlord is going to be able to save this. The only way it might is the fact that there's limited AA, but there's an Overlord for Ricochet.
Yeah,
so,
Nano Repair Kit on Euro's Overlord, though. And a counter for those crawlers, and now the balls aren't going to be delayed coming in. I think this is probably Euro's. This is the round where I would say Euro probably has the best chance of winning, but it's still very slim. And I don't know. We'll see.
Euro doesn't even buy debt here, so Euro is either confident or they understand enough that they're so far behind they need to win a lot of matches in a row, so debt isn't really worth it. But I think I'd be deading here because at this point you could win in 3 matches. You could definitely just keep deading and never look at your credit card debt until you win. Nice missile again, just completely destroys the clump.
Oh.
Everything's just dead. Sammy, what do you think?
Oh, I did not realize that the chin guns were up for Ricochet's Overlord, and it just obliterates those rank 2 balls in a second. And yeah, it's GG. Well, this is Ricochet playing like their rank.
It's off to the losers bracket for you, Euro. Ricochet banishing you to the pit. And if you want to get further in this tournament, what the fuck is going on in your profile picture?
What is that?
I don't know. I was trying to decipher it earlier. I couldn't. There's still other matches going on because that one was pretty quick. Do we want to go to the other matches?
Yeah, GG to Ricochet.
We'll go jump on the Incrodon versus Noctilla really quick.
Let's do it.
Find the match. Oh, Incredon's on my friends list, so I could just jump in from there.
Me
Easy.
too. Incredon should be on everyone's friends list. They're one of the purest
How
people
many
in the
modes
world.
do you think are going to be on the field right now? Take a guess right now.
6. None?
No, 1. We just got in time
Oh,
for the first. Wait, no.
Only for
Incredon
Noctilla.
mode.
Only for Noctilia.
Oh my god. What?
Incredon has
Incredon
no
got modes?
overlords.
On round 8?
This is crushing. I think Incredon was defeated so traumatizingly in the finals of the last tournament while using boats that Incredon has finally been convinced not to love boats anymore. This is crazy.
I don't know. You haven't looked in Hangout 2 recently, bud.
Noctilia here with Quick Supply Specialist versus Incredon with Cost Control Specialist. Try and analyze this real quick, Sammy. What's going on here?
Hey, I'm looking. I see Senior Attack Specialist for Incredon, none for Noctilla. It looks like Incredon might have Noctilla on the ropes. I see these 2 really beefy Vulcans, one with heavy armor, one with portable shield, extended range with Scorching Flames. Lots of artillery for Noctilla. I think we're seeing like an artillery versus like tank line battle here.
Which means we're gonna get to see those Sea Whizzes go off. I still haven't seen them used yet.
Oh my god.
I haven't played
Yeah,
since the
there's
patch
2.
came out.
I'm not impressed with them, to be honest, but I hear people saying they're overpowered, so maybe I'm just a fool.
I hope they keep adding new like turrets like this so I can just play like Tiberian Sun base defense in Mechabellum.
Yeah, I want like anti-tank turrets. We see 4 of them, 4 Sea Whizzes for Incredon, a debt to buy those extra Sea Whizzes. They're gonna, I mean, it's a counter to artillery for sure. Let's see what they do.
Now I know that the missile interception turrets, oh that's so cool, are
Oh my
better the
God.
closer they are. So as Incredon's line pushes forward here, they'll lose the ability to stop a lot of these missiles because it takes an interception time. I also know the interception turrets that they recharge in between use, unlike the Mustangs, so they do get worse over time like the Mustangs, but while they're not in use, they get better again, unlike the Mustangs. Look at them go, that's actually really cool.
Oh, they're countering the Overlord missiles too, covering the Vulcan from the Overlord.
Wow, that's so cool! Look at Incredon's army go with these 4 Sea Whiz turrets in the back as Noctilla types,
Oh my god, these Vulcans are so beefy. They have such long range. Does Incredon have extended range Vulcans? They're such long range. They're outranging
Yep.
the artillery at this point.
Extended range, 155-meter range Vulcans with Scorching Flames. What a cool time to come into this match. Yo, Incredon takes that one. GG to Incredon.
I think that might actually be GG, yeah.
Okay, those things are cool, Sammy. I don't care what you say. Those are cool turrets.
I've never seen them used in mass like that. I only used like 2 of them and didn't like them, but...
They only
that,
cost
that looked
100.
pretty cool.
I want to play Mechabellum again just to use those things. That's awesome. Alright, damn. GG to Incredon. Are there any other matches still going, or was that the last one?
I think that may have been the last one. There's Nero Barbecue and B-Egg, but I think that one is... Oh, that one literally just finished. There's Austin 5151 versus Goff the Great in the lower bracket. That one's not finished yet.
Well,
That's
get
the
us
only match
into-
that hasn't finished.
Get us into any match, Sammy, if you've got them on friends list.
I do not. I'm trying to see if I can find him in the search list.
Starbright, if you're friends of everyone, I don't know if you are, but if you're friends of everyone, could you invite us to the ongoing matches when we're waiting like this? It'd be great to see the ends of them. If only we could have like a clan in this. I wish we could have like an MJB clan. We could easily find everyone. That's so cool. I gotta get those Sea Whiz turrets. I call it...
Probably not like anti-tank turrets and stuff.
Yeah, I call it Tiberian Sunning because that was the first... When that game came out, it had like searchlights you could only get in single player, and I thought that, and it had like automatic gates that go up and down for your walls when units get close, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And so that was like the first base building perversion game for me, where I just wanted to build bases in the sandbox.
Oh, mine was Supreme Commander.
Oh,
I was the
that's a
guy
good
in
one.
Supreme Commander who built like he went UEF, built like the tier 3 minigun turrets, and then just an entire artillery base, and just turtled under shields the entire game.
Yeah, Supreme Commander is a great game for base sandboxing.
Oh yeah.
Do it like you're one of those people. I did that too. Like you build the walls. I set up like templates and
Yes.
stuff, so that I could like put my templates down quickly in real matches. To have my pretty bases with walls and like streets and stuff.
I put like the walls around the turrets, like they're little like hedgehog
Yeah, yeah.
barriers.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
that ideal. I had huge templates of like defensive Maginot lines like that, pre-built, ready to go. Never actually ended up using them in a lot of matches, honestly.
So I'm not seeing this match between Austin and Goff the Great, but once they finish, the winner of that is going to go against Fantastic Miss Fox, and I think we should watch that one just because I know you're biased. So
Yeah, I mean, she's a freelancer player. Yeah, exactly. So she's gonna win this time. I'm looking at the brackets now. So Incredon advances past Noctilla, as we just saw. We'll be fighting Nero Barbecue in the next match, who defeated the Bieg. Fantastic Ms. Fox down into the loser's bracket. So Salty Salt advancing again. I'm impressed. So Salty Salt only played like meme 1-unit builds before this, and I had discounted them as a legitimate player because of that. But now, so Salty Salt is like, no, I can play like with different units, and is like
What?
2 rounds up in the winner's bracket.
What was Salty's last 1-unit strat in the last
Fangs.
tournament? Do you remember what it was?
Fangs.
Fangs. It was all
Always
Fangs.
Fangs. Now that
Yes.
Sol isn't memeing, oh, turns out they're actually like pretty good player. Who's going to be
still
fighting
have the
Ricochet.
Fangs. They still had a ton of Fangs too that round, so. Oh,
Yeah.
that actually sounds like a good match.
Yeah.
We did just watch Salty Salt and we did just watch Ricochet today, so we want to spread
We
these out a bit.
did, but I would really like to see Salt versus Ricochet, so I don't know.
Shit.
Ricochet beating your favorite as we just saw.
I did too. I do too.
We have Euro versus Killer QWERTY, and Fantastic Miss Fox versus... We don't know yet, apparently.
I don't know. I don't want to spurn all the people in the loser bracket because I feel like they're already pretty down being down there.
Well, they
But, like,
shouldn't
also
have
watch
lost,
Salty
Sammy! They shouldn't have lost!
Okay, let's watch Salty Salt versus Ricochet. I want to see it real badly.
Okay.
If it looks like it's another stomp though, maybe we go somewhere else. Let's see.
That's mean.
Let me watch through.
You can't eject through the match midway. You know how mean that'd be if Salt is like half HP down and you like see like both the spectators left the game? That'd be horrible. Imagine if you were like boxing. You were like in a boxing match in the real world and like the announcer table they just get up and leave. Terrible. What is,
Like, I don't want to be mean, so let's do this.
what is wrong with you, Sammy? Why would you suggest that?
I don't know.
Well, does Fantastic Fox not have an opponent? Or is she
I think
waiting?
that match might be going long. I wish I could find it. I can't find it anywhere. I see Starbright spectating something. Let me go spectate with her. Is this the match?
Let me go spectate. It must be like round
Oh yes,
13.
this is it. Round 10. Get in here. Quick, there's fortresses and boats and holy shit.
We didn't know!
There's a huge army for...
Oh, it's
there's
over.
Goff. Goff has a huge army moving forward. Oh, is it over?
It's over for me.
Oh no. Okay, I think Goff won because Overwatch intensifies, which I guess is Austin only has 200 HP. So.
Looks like go...
Oh
Man,
my
these are great
God.
armies. Go for
Wait,
the huge
damage
army.
sharing sledges? I'm seeing a giant army of like 15 damage sharing sledges moving up as a blob.
Yeah, I'm
And they're
seeing
like doing
them.
fortress shots. What the fuck?
Good lord.
Oh my god. That looks disgusting. Okay, now I'm sad we didn't catch that match earlier. Right, the Salty versus Ricochet. Now I'm wondering if we're gonna see Salty use the same strat, the one I was mentioning earlier, the Vulcan Marksman Fang strat, where you just spawn in more units that spawn in more units. 'Cause
Salt,
I think it's pretty OP in my opinion.
Salt does like that. I'm curious to see Ricochet fight here, because a player who is really high in the MMR like that, who's played a lot of matches and is really experienced, and Ricochet plays a lot of this game, their biggest thing is going to be experience. It's not just going to be like they know the one strat you don't to win. It's that they're going to be familiar with all strategies. They're going to have seen and faced and won and lost to everything. And so I'm curious, because if Salt just does the same thing here, not to thought crimes what Salt's going to do already, but if Salt does the same thing like you just suggested, I feel like Rick's going to know what to do about it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think to beat Rick, you're going to need to come in with, like, a toolbox that you're ready to switch between as necessary. You gotta, you know, beat a better player. So it's going to be an interesting match. I'm really curious to see it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm in here, by the way, if you want to join off me.
Oh, it's already going.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't started yet, but we're on the lobby. Ricochet is nearly double Salt's combat power.
A
How do you
titan
see
of
someone's
industry.
MMR? Is it not visible?
I'm in. Alright. We're getting straight into it. Rick v Salt. Let's see it. Still a pretty big combat power for Salt. A lot of games played still. You tell me what you think of their choices at the start here, Sammy. Do some analysis.
See heavy armor specialist for Salt with crawlers and storms. Crawlers and storms aren't the best heavy armor specialist units, but
No. Well, I mean, crawlers can actually get really tanky.
speed specialist with arcs and storms. I wonder if Salty might try the. I don't think he's gonna do the L shape.
Keep wondering, I'm taking my vitamins.
Aerial specialist for Rick. So I'm curious to see what Rick does with the aerial special. If it's just gonna be Phoenix spam, the classic. If it's gonna be Wasps mixed in, because I feel like the only person I really see use Wasps a lot is Starbright, like mass Wasp strats.
Wasps can get really good, but they require so much investment, it's almost unfeasible in a lot of matches, I find.
Yeah.
Though they can be good as a splash as well.
Yeah, we see storms instantly for Salt, so I wonder if Rick is going to be bringing out the Sea Whiz at any point in this, because as we saw last round, from that match we saw at the very end of, they're clearly very good, and yeah, it's going to be Phoenixes for Rick, so just the round 1 Phoenixes, which will counter the storms by just ignoring them.
Seems like a really good thing to do with the Sea Whizzes. I mean, it seems like a really big thing about using them properly is having them not die, right? Like, you wanna...
Yeah.
You wanna, like, with the shields, get that round after round they're still existing going on with them, which is why most people deploy them further backwards, so that limits their effectiveness. Phoenix is coming in.
Value, yeah.
As long as the marksmen go down, and they certainly will, it's a free win for Rick either way. But we're also going to see if it's even needed. I think if the sledges might just push through and win anyway. Sledges don't do too bad at living against Stormcrawlers. And you've got really the whole combined force on the right still alive for Rick. Crawlers, Phoenixes, and Sledges. It's just that with having the Phoenixes on the right for Rick, the line pushed through better there. But even on the left, there's still one Sledge left, almost winning there. So that's a nice, like, feel good for Rick for the starting comp here, knowing that on both sides, comp's going really well there against Salt starting comp.
Yeah. And I think part of the reason Sledges do well against Storms is Sledges actually have a very compact formation compared to, like, Crawlers or Fangs or Mustangs. So they end up, you know, not getting hit by all the missiles, and they're already naturally tanky, so...
Yeah, Sledges, like, are this unit where they're not, like, invulnerable to, like, any one unit without upgrades, obviously. But, like, they're pretty... They take a long time to kill for almost any unit. Like, they're just inconvenient to kill, even against marksmen, like, two-shot them, you know, Phoenixes with one upgrade, have to two-shot them if you get the health upgrade for them. And that's just enough, you know? Like, for their cost, economically good at dying. They're good at tanking like that. And they do good damage against crowds, so they're just a good unit. They're really good.
Now this is interesting. We see Salt go for a back-deployed Fang with haste module. I wonder if this is specifically like a Phoenix cleanup unit, right? Like they come in at the end, they're fast enough to still catch them, they have the extra damage so they can kill them quick. And we do see Marksman Fangs, which makes me think that Salt is going to go for the spawning strat, where you get the shooting squad and then Vulcans with the Marksman spawning, and it's a million units. I don't know...
I was really confused because I thought the Fangs were crawlers, and I was like, Sammy, how would crawlers kill Phoenixes? But go on.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if Salt is going to have enough AA here, really, to do the Phoenixes, though, because these missiles are going to nail the initial marksman. Although, oh, okay, I see. No, there were 2 more marksmen bought.
Yeah, 2 more marksmen on the sides. That missile is pretty nice. Sorry, Pimple distracted me. Pimple, the left is always blue, and red is always on the right. The missile took out, like, a nice amount of Salt's, like, ranged group there. And in general, it just seems like Salt doesn't have a lot of, like, frontline.
Yeah, and Rick also used the casual flank crawlers to distract one of Salt's marksmen and some of the storm callers, which is always just a nice play. The free 100 cost distraction that wins you the round.
Incendiary can have for both
Double
players.
incendiary bomb.
And yeah,
Yep.
Pimple. Pimple says, can you keep the camera in one player's perspective? It's hard to keep track of who's who. So yeah, I am keeping it in the same perspective, Pimple, where blue up here is always on the left, Red for Salt always on the right, and I'm usually keeping it right here like this, so you can always depend on that, usually.
And here comes the shooting squad. Now, Salt, you know the Incendiary's on the table. You're going to be spamming out a bunch of chaff units. You got a shield. Please shield in the middle there.
There's no shield, Salt has no money.
Oh, Salt has no money. Oh my god, okay.
Neither does Rick, but Rick's sledges can live that, and Phoenix's.
And Phoenix's. Rick is way less vulnerable to the Incendiary, whereas the shooting squad marksmen are super vulnerable.
This is really brutal for Salt. Also, it's like you said, Salt is... Oh, there's the Det. Might go for the shield.
Oh, there's Det. Yep, I think Salt realized.
That shield's... Interesting, it doesn't get the fangs in the center. And the marksman, I think, will walk out of it and die, maybe?
Yeah, I think the fangs just gonna walk into the fire. Front, yeah, just gonna hit the fire. The shields actually do almost nothing.
Yeah, the shields do almost nothing because they walk out. It does save some storms. Nope. No, it doesn't. So yeah, the shield's not really placed where they need to be to stop the fire there because it's about walking into the fire as well. If they were a little bit further forward, it'd be much better. Unfortunately, the shield's just, a bit misplaced. And the sledgers are just going to come in and clean up. And because those sledgers are just much tankier, they're not really going to care about the fire as much. They can kind of wade through it. Big cleanup for Rick again. It's looking pretty dominant, Sammy. Do you think there's any way Salt actually comes back in this match?
Maybe if there was no Det this round. It just feels so bad. You deaded to get the shields and they didn't even help you. You have, against Incendiary, you have to like double layer the shields, I feel like. Because if you just do that single layer, it's going to clip on the edges and you're going to see what happens there where it burned all the units anyway, despite the shields.
Yeah, even just placing them forward, I think.
I think Salt still has a chance, because I think Salt does have a powerful comp with the Fang spawning, but let's see what Rick does. I'm curious if Rick is going to get more AoE.
Now, usually,
to counter these Fangs
as a commentator, you should keep things hype, but I actually disagree with you completely. I think shooting squad is going to be a total waste of time here, because it's against sledges. I don't really...
It is, yeah, against sledges. Ooh, mechanical rage sledges. That's going to really screw them over.
I feel like this was very formulaic. This is very do the same strat like you expected, because shooting squad doesn't make sense to me here against sledges that are already doing so much damage. And without putting a bunch of tech into the fangs, they're really not going to do much against those phoenixes and the crawlers. Mech rage crawlers as well, oh my goodness. Nice spacing from Rick, so that missile isn't going to get any more than one unit of sledges. Does missile do 5,000 or no 3,000? Those sledges will actually be alive, curiously too, which is interesting. Yep. They'll live on 264 health.
Let's see what happens here.
Meanwhile, everything dies.
Oh my god.
Yep. Crawler's still buying some time. Mustang is coming in for Salt as well, but it's just this big clump of like easily killed units, and there's still no tanky frontline for Salt, and it's just a massive problem. It's been a problem the entire time. Like, you need a tanky frontline, you just need it. And Salt doesn't have any. It's all squishy.
And one thing with this strat is you don't have to go immediately for the shooting squad even when you're doing this strat. You can go for Vulcans instead and just not throw out the shooting squad immediately, because then you get the marksman spawning and then you get the shooting squad, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at Salty Salt going frowny face at the predictions in chat. And then Starbright predicted Salt the win. Oh, nah, fuck him. Nah, fuck him. This is the digital arena. That's the sound of people cheering for the whirling axe in the arena right now. They're cheering for Ricochet. They want blood.
Elite steel balls. Well, that is tanky.
That is good.
And we'll counter sledges. And it's against, what is it, mass crawlers and phoenixes. I feel like these steel balls are good here. Level 3 are insane. They have so much HP. Oh, are they too late, though? And Salt, I think, needs to start shielding. I mean... Maybe not this round, but like whenever those call-ins in 2 rounds, Salt needs to shield their entire front line, because the missiles are actually just completely screwing these clumped up units. But I like these elite steel balls. They're very good. What did Rick pick up? Missile specialist, I think?
And I think more crawlers in the front line is what I'm seeing here, which are placed very far forward.
Now that missile specialist might come in handy, because it might actually wipe out these level 3 steel balls here in a moment when they run through it. Let's see how much damage it ends up doing.
Rick's acting surprised, saying, huh, balls. But...
But that missile just obliterated the steel balls on the left side, and the ones at the top, they're getting just attrition down by the phoenixes and sledges.
It's actually a really nice pickup of missile specialist for Rick. Made those missiles do enough damage to one-shot the elite level 3 balls, doing tons of damage. And then so many phoenixes in the backline killing the other balls. The sledges are so strong, with Mech Rage doing so much damage too. Just a nice, beefy, thick, thwacky comp for Rick that's just steamrolling over the opponent.
Yeah, and I think that's it. I don't think Salty had another chance. I think the balls were Salty's ace in a hole, and now that's already revealed, it didn't do anything.
The balls went in the hole all the way down the gutter and down the lose town, Sammy.
Yes.
That's it? I write something beautiful like that for you? That's all you have to say?
No, I'm just thinking about. I'm thinking
I know,
about
it's fun.
the smoke pickup, because what is there to really smoke on Ricochet's side for Salt? It's crawlers and phoenixes, which don't care, and then sledgehammers, which will just drive right through the smoke, laughing the whole way. I don't know.
Interesting pickup, yeah, because
There
you can't
was a,
smoke the phoenixes.
Oh, there was something else. There was senior defense specialist, which I would have actually much rather seen. Damage sharing balls. Wait a second. Hang on. Don't count Salt out yet.
Oh, I already did, shit.
Balls. No, but the missiles. The missiles. Salt. You need to buy a Sea Whiz, please.
Shit, should I
Salt,
not
buy a
have...
Sea Whiz.
Should I not have counted them out?
It depends. If there's no Sea Whiz, these damage-sharing balls are just gonna get fucking missiled. There's 2 missiles on either side.
Because they'll take 4 times damage, right? Because the missile damage is applied to each ball, right?
It doesn't even matter, because they were already dying in 1 shot from the missile anyway. It's not gonna...
But they
still
have
gonna
more
die in 1
health
shot no
now,
matter
because
what.
damage sharing gives you 120% extra health.
Oh, that's true. But yeah, I don't know if the damage multiplies or how that works, but... I think they're still gonna get 1 shot. Let's see here. Yeah, no shields. I don't like this.
Smoke
And
down.
smoke too.
Yeah, smoke down for,
Oh my god, they live!
no place from Rick.
With
Yeah,
a lot of HP!
because the HP, I guess they don't take extra damage from the missile then. They still die though in general though. But,
They still die, yeah.
Because the Phoenixes have, haha, charge shot upgrade and they're doing 20,000 damage per shot.
Oh my god, I did not realize that. That is insane.
That is a lot of damage, yes it is. But it is just, I got nothing to say, man. Salty Salt
Yeah.
is dead. It's not really.
Salty Salt is dead.
It's not really how you say it when you're a commentator. Do you have any thing more professional to say about what just happened?
I think Salty went in with that strat, and you know, Ricochet, being an experienced player, was ready for it and read him like a book.
Yeah.
And by the time that Salty tried something more exotic in the steel balls, it was a bit too late. And you know, Ricochet was already making more plans, like, oh, I'm just gonna keep missiling you, and then I'm gonna get stronger missiles, and then blah blah blah. So, it was. I think Salty still has a little. You mentioned that Salty's improved from last time in not being so one note with like the meme strats. I think Salty is still trying to meme strat a little bit, and maybe needs to get out of that like meme strat mindset when facing a really experienced player like Ricochet. And I think Ricochet's just looking completely dominant. And if I had to pick a favorite for the tournament right now, off of the couple games we've seen, I'd say Ricochet 100% is the favorite for the tournament at the moment.
I don't think this was a meme strat, but I think it was common. This is a common strat you see. Maybe not the shooting squad part, that's the splash, it's a bit different. But Marksman Core, at least when I was playing, you know, a month or 2 ago regularly, was very, very common. People love to play Marksman Core. That's what you're seeing here again, basically Marksman Core. But Marksman Core had 0 frontline for most of the match. And if Salt was planning to, like, just fix that up later, you never got that far. It's round 6 and you're dead because the ball's too little too late. So, yeah, there's just, like, all squishy damage, no front line. It was just a very simple loss in that sense. You know, you need to fix that. GG Direct just nice and plainly won.
Okay, we probably have some other matches we can watch. Do you want to watch Miss Fox versus Goth the Great in the lower bracket?
I sure do.
I think Star's going to have to get us in there.
Oh, I thought you were offering. I thought you were there.
No, I'm not. I'm looking for it desperately.
Well, I'm going to join Incredon
Star,
then.
save us. Oh, okay. I'll join Incredon.
I have Incredon on my friends list, so...
That's the ticket to get your game spectated. Just be friends with Beagle.
That's right. Incredon is on 4,000 health! Holy...
Oh my god.
Incredon with flaming fist fortresses!
Oh my god, versus Nero.
Yeah, and Nero Barbecue, aka Arthur, is in trouble. They've got very little HP left. Unfortunately, they're not the Flagellant Salt's power. They might be getting bonuses from that.
Nero, it looks like they have a very good, well-rounded encompassing Mustangs, Balls, Storms, Marksmen, Arclights, but let's see what happens here. Let's see what's going on.
Let's see what's going on here with the Fistresses, as Tamagia says. I don't think I like that. I'm never going to use that term again. The Wasp coming in for Incredon.
Dueling artillery with a Sea Whiz for Nero.
Oh yeah, there is a little Seawiz turret for Nero, 2 of them each in front of the towers. So the storms for Incredon are having trouble getting their missiles in. I mean, hell, it looks like Nero's gonna win this?
I don't know. Incredon's north flank is looking pretty strong, although they're kind of being halted by these Mustangs under the shield, and the storms are getting on target.
The marksman of their shield, yeah, and the storms are just totally invalidated. If I had to guess, I'd say Nero just bought the Seawizes, and that's why this is turning around. Because these storms for Incredon have so much damage. I think we came in...
storms.
Yeah, and clearly this is the round that the Seawizes were bought. These things are so good, and I think it's interesting because, like, Storms, I think everybody knows, Storms were, like, the power unit that decided so much of the game before these things were brought in. And now it's like, holy shit, you bring these things in. And the Storms, it seems like one of these missile towers can just stop a Storm unit. Incredon has an option here, though, that would probably get through it. No, Incredon does not have launcher overload, never mind. I was gonna say, you could take the thing that halves their range but doubles their rate of fire. And that would probably allow you to overwhelm them, but it's not available, so yeah.
We do see, Incredon does go for triple Stormcallers, though. Incredon buys 3 more. That's another way to just overwhelm those by more. But one thing that I like seeing is Nero has put shields with shield device specialists over the Seawiz. And normally, Stormcallers are part of the counter to shields. You just like blast them with a bunch of artillery. But if they're being shot, now you have 2 layers of defense the enemy needs to get through. And we saw one of Nero's shields on the North Seawiz didn't even go down. It stayed up the whole time.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's really, really cool. Pinful says EMP...
layered defense.
Pinful says EMP on Storms overwhelms the Seawizes. What? Timoji says, what would EMP do? And Pinful says it shoots more missiles. What? EMP doesn't shoot more missiles. What?
Do they mean EMP on the, on, like, melting points?
No, EMP on Stormcallers. Pinful, EMP doesn't make Stormcallers fire more missiles, it just makes the explosions EMP. Unless my world's about to be rocked here. Oil coming in.
Let's see if these increased Stormcallers can break through the Seawiz shield. I would like to see more Seawiz come out for Nero, but we'll see.
It's a bold strategy to just buy more Storms to try and overwhelm the defenses. Looks like it's barely not going to pay off. I don't know, we'll see as the missile barrages go on if it's enough. Because so far it's not doing a lot. Flaming Fist comes out for the Fortress and takes out a bunch of Mustangs, but there's still a lot of ranged Mustangs left. What's up, Sammy?
I see Incredon got their own Seawizes, but considering that Nero's army is much more well-balanced and isn't so dependent on the artillery, it doesn't seem to really be doing much for Incredon. Although, now we are seeing the Storms are pushing up towards the marksman line. The question is if they're going to be able to take out that marksman line before they get taken out. I don't think so, because they don't have extended range.
I'm kind of mad that it's speeding up right now.
Me too. I was like, wait, what's happening?
Are the players choosing to do that?
I think so.
Players, please don't speed up the matches. It didn't look over yet for us.
Well, I guess well, they don't know where we're watching, because we jumped in the middle.
Players, please don't speed up the matches in the tournament. Please. Yeah, I kind of didn't really see what happened at the end there, but it basically looked like just an overwhelm of firepower for Arthur. It's like you said, Incredon seems like looks like Incredon like got carried here a bit by the storms. You have still the best damage despite the Seawizes, and doesn't have a ton else dealing damage. Very interesting. Yeah,
and like I said, Nero got storms, so Incredon got Seawiz at the counter, but Nero isn't nearly as storm dependent. Nero only has 3 storms at level 1, and in the meantime has a marksman line, has level 3 Mustangs, has crawlers, balls, just a much more well-rounded army. And now we see more fortresses coming out for Incredon. I'd actually like to see Arthur go into some air, because what AA does Incredon have? Some Fangs that are level 1?
Very little. Incredon is ion beaming the Seawiz turret.
Oh my god. I mean, that's one way to deal with it, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it is. Imagine tungsten rodding a Seawiz turret. These things seem good.
I feel like actually boating Incredon might be the answer here. Like, what is Incredon? Incredon has no single target and no AA.
This is so interesting, seeing this new meta where storms can actually be, like, stopped by something. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Krabs. If Incredon only had launcher overload to switch into one of the storms, incredible here. Rather than that high explosive ammo in the end, you could just walk forward to the storms and just overwhelm the Seawizes.
Yeah, and we see Euro putting flank crawlers down to distract, which isn't going to do much. They get killed instantly. Let's see if this Ion Beam actually kills the Sea Wiz. I think it is. Oh, but it's gonna also take out the Marksman line, I think.
Or at least one of them. And there goes one of the Sea Wizzes on the side. Will it be enough? Already so much damage dealt to Incredon here. One Fortress is still up, so that's really good for Incredon. Ion Beam will help you get out of some problems if you're having them. But everything's dead. That Storm, EMP Storm on the side killed like all of Incredon's crap. No Storms left to take advantage of the dead Sea Wiz now.
Yeah, but this fortress is going strong on the north side, but all of its support's dying, and it's gonna die soon too. Oh, but the tower goes down to artillery.
Yeah, no, that was the fort, I think. The fort with its last breath barely took that tower out. That's actually pivotal here.
Oh, you're right. The Rocket Fist, I think. Oh, the Storms have extra range now. They have range enhancements, so they will beat the Marksmen. Oh, we're getting the speed up again.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, the Marksmen are slightly out range with Elite Marksman and extended range. Wait, who won? God, it's so hard to tell the speed up. Incredon did with one Storm remaining.
I really wish it didn't speed up at the end.
Yeah, that was so close. It came down to one Marksman versus one Storm. Fuck. My God, maybe I could message Incredon and be like,
I messaged Starbright as the tourney organizer that if we could ask as a commentator request for the players to please not speed up the matches. The players are out here playing like it's like ladder. And it's like, no, like we want to watch. Like we even if you think it's over, we want to watch what happens.
Yeah.
That's like the best part, is watching like the last units duel each other.
So Nero went for this Vulcan that did absolutely nothing because it's going into two fortresses with Rocket Fists last round. But we do see a barrier put on it. Was that God picked up this round? I couldn't tell.
Orbital bombardment coming in too.
Yeah, again, I want to see air for Nero. Incredon has no AA. Like boats here, like 3 boats, I think would absolutely dunk on Incredon right now. 3 boats with chin guns, or like 2 boats with chin guns. Absolutely dunk on Incredon's comp. We see, oh my God, so many call-ins. What is that? Smoke, incendiary, oil, orbital bombardment, missile.
God, that's a lot of call-ins.
There's a boat. There's one boat.
That's a lot of call-ins for
armor
Incredon.
enhancement.
There's oil, slick, incendiary, smoke bomb, missile, orbital bombardment for Incredon. Napalm coming in for offer.
You know, I think this round's a win for Nero. You want to know why?
Why?
There's not a single thing on Incredon's side that can kill a boat with armor enhancement right now. The Fangs can't, the Wasps can't, and nothing else has AA. I think Nero just wins this round off the boat.
Technically, the Fangs have 120 damage and the Wasps have 415, Sammy.
Oh, okay, there's a level 2 actually.
Yeah, the level up on the Fangs is important, and the Wasps could do it. But just because they could doesn't mean they will.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna die before they get the chance. The boat might solo, yeah.
Oh, these
Wow.
shields coming in clutch for Nero.
Yeah.
Blocking all of the bombardments.
All of those call-ins blocked by the shields, more or less. Napalm does get down a bit on Nero's side there. This is a crazy match. Crazy match.
So much.
To come back here from 700 health to like 4,000 into round 10-11 would be insane. The tower goes down for Arthur, though.
Incredon has broken through on the north, but again, the boat unanswered. We do see a massive Fangs, though.
Yeah.
If there's anything that can take out the boat, it's going to be those Fangs, and those fortresses might tank, although the Marksmen are going to blast them, I think.
It's really important here if the Marksman can live long enough to take out the fort. The Sea Wiz is bravely defending the Marksman from the incoming missiles as best as it can, and it's so pivotal here. Wow, keeping the Marksman alive long enough to take out the fort. Arthur gets the tower down, which gives the Sea Wiz turret some breathing room.
But Incredon's turrets, Sea Wiz is shooting the boat missiles, but I don't think it's enough because it's been overwhelmed.
Because it's right on the edge. Because it's right on the edge, the Sea Wiz doesn't have enough time. And now it's basically one Marksman. Please don't speed up the match! And an Overlord murdering all the Fangs.
The Overlord's got this. The Fangs are going to be able to kill it. This is what I mean, the Overlord carry. Wait, what? Oh, it's a draw.
It's a draw! Oh, man.
It's a draw because they couldn't get to the Overlord in time because they were oiled.
Aha! Yeah, I forget there's a round time. It's automatic, Beagle. Is there no way to stop that? Can you literally not stop the game from auto-speeding up now?
There's like a lobby toggle we can do.
That's really lame. I hate that they made that automatic. There must be a way to toggle that off, surely. Anyway, that's really lame. I wish I hadn't done that. Regardless, that match was so long there that it actually timed out.
True.
You almost never see that.
It didn't feel long. I was so excited.
Yeah, I think the Sea Whizzes like extend the match so much because things like Storms and Overlords aren't just instantly killing everything.
Oh. Oh, I didn't notice. Incredon had AA missiles on the fortresses. Do AA missiles really do a lot against Overlords?
I don't
though?
think
I don't
Incredon
know.
had them yet. I think Incredon has them now.
I mean, I didn't see that Incredon had them on their fortress docket, on their little ability upgrades.
Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter if it doesn't do much, because with that many fortresses and one air unit, it should kill it eventually.
Yeah, especially if it's the only air unit. It's going to soak all the fire from those. But the Sea Whiz... Will the Sea Whiz shoot down the AA missiles?
Ooh. That's such an interesting idea. I actually don't know. I mean, it's a missile. It should, right? They're basically
but
like
I think
anti-air
you
storm
need more.
missiles.
I think you need 2 more Sea Whizzes to deal with the amount of missiles in the air. And we don't see further commitment to the Overlord strat. Instead, we see a lot of upgrades. We see Mustangs getting up to level 4. We see more crawlers being called in. Nothing like revolutionary coming from Nero. Let's see what happens.
That's so many balls for Incredon. It's crazy. Crazy
I
number
just
of balls.
noticed all the balls. Oh my god.
I think that was the big buy, yeah. Tons and tons of new balls coming in to just make a breakthrough. This is a crazy battle. There's so much fire going out everywhere.
The Sea Whiz firing the tracers into the sky. Oh my god, this is insane.
The Fort Rocket Fist takes out the tower there, I think. I didn't know Rocket Fist could take out the tower if it's in splash range. That's amazing.
Yeah. And again, the breakthrough in the north is even worse now with all the balls. The Sea Whiz turrets are shooting the AA missiles, but I don't think it's going to matter because there's so many fortresses right now.
Oh, they're trying. They're trying. The marksmen are trying as hard as they possibly can here, but the Sea Whiz turrets are down, which means the storms are all clear to launch their salvos into the alien mothership. That's going to be it, I think.
I think so too.
Wow. That was almost a huge comeback.
Almost. It was a very good effort. Like, I mean, we saw the tail end of it there. I mean, we saw like the very precipice when Nero just flipped it back over, but I would have liked to see how those earlier rounds go. I think they were just Stormcallers dominating until
It
the
looked
Sea Whiz
like
show
it.
up.
Incredon, you can tell Incredon's blood is fired up because Incredon is Nyar posting like crazy after that fight.
Yeah.
That was a cool fight.
So I think I see where Nero went wrong. And I want you to look at those marksmen.
I've already left.
Oh, okay. So the marksmen have range enhancement, elite marksman, and quick reload on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. And in my opinion, marksmen were not performing here because what do you have from Incredon's side? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steel balls, all with replicate or mechanical division. Sorry. And so those marksmen were kind of busy for most of the round dealing with the balls and the crawlers and all this chaff. And in the meantime, you could have bought like 3, 4 overlords with chin guns, which I think would have done much better than getting a third marksman upgrade. I think it was just too much overinvestment in marksmen, which weren't doing a lot for you. I'm checking like their damage. Yeah, their last round damage is actually pretty low. You look at the overlord, and it actually is doing double the damage of any of the individual marksmen.
Yeah. Sounds like a misplacement of funds there, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's going too all in. I think the all in option should have been the overlords because Incredon for that one turn where the overlord came out really had no answers to overlords at all. And even if the fortresses all get AA missiles, if you have like 4 overlords on the field by that point, it's not gonna matter. The overlords will just overwhelm the fortresses. But
I think
it was a good game.
Rocket Fist on the fort line was doing crazy work too, because seeing the Rocket Fist take out the tower was so cool.
Oh, it's such a good upgrade.
Okay, let me look at the brackets, because that surely was the last match.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Yeah, that was round 10, 11, that was crazy. Incredon advances past Nero Barbecue now, as we just saw, and is going on to fight against Ricochet. That's going to be a good match too.
We see another L for Freelancer fans in the lower bracket.
It's a big L for me. As Goth the Great advances past Fantastic Ms. Fox, and Goth will be taking on Killer QWERTY, who advanced past Euro Favor. We won't be, again, questioning what was going on in that profile picture. Bieg defeats Mephansters in the losers bracket, and will be fighting Noctilia, who defeated Dastrix. So now it's QWERTY v Goth, and the winner will fight Nero, and it's Bieg v Noctilla, and the winner will fight Salty. Do you see any matches here you really want to watch?
I want to see Bieg versus Noctilla because we haven't seen them yet, and I kind of know what to expect from almost everyone else here.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what that match is going to look
Let's
like.
go down to the losers bracket. Let's watch them. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let me see if I can find the match. Yep, there it is right there. Let me invite you in. Oh, you can just join off me.
Oh, you've got the invite already. I just set it to Starbright. Excellent. All right, we're in.
Wait, we just lost Noctilla?
Performance anxiety.
Yeah, I don't see an option to turn off the speed up. Did it automatic speed up because there was only air units left in that last round?
No, apparently
or...
the last 30 seconds of every match just gets auto sped up now. I don't like that.
Oh, that's the worst, because the last 30 seconds are always the most exciting.
Yeah, that's a
If it goes
weird
down to the last
choice.
30 seconds, it means it's close.
Yeah, that's...
Usually, unless it's 2v2. I maybe understand for 2v2, but I don't know.
Triptych says it was always this way. There didn't used to be speed up in the game. Until a recent patch. They've been sped up since beta? What? Really?
I don't remember it being that fast.
I don't remember that either, I guess. Huh. Well, that's a rare L from them, I think. That's weird. I don't like it. I like it for the air, that's fine. But anyway.
Yeah, there should at least be an option to turn it off in the lobby.
Yeah, I guess most matches just don't go that long.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. If you ever want to know who's an idiot, it's me. Bean. What's Bean's Bieg? The Bieg, aka Bean. It's confusing sometimes when they have two different names. How can I possibly keep track?
Yeah, I would always add people on like Dota and have Dota friends, and they change their name like every week, and I just forget who these people are.
You forget the names of all your friends?
No, they're like people you meet on Dota. Like you play some matches with them. Sometimes they invite you to games, but then they change their name so often, and you're just like, you just see a person on your friends, and you're like, who is this? I don't know this person.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. I mean, I don't do that anymore because I haven't added people to my friends lists for a decade. But back when I used to,
I don't either. I'm an old man. I have like 5 friends.
Yeah, you're like 5 years old.
Yes.
Analyze for me, Sammy. What's going on here?
We have for Bean, quick supply specialist. So we're gonna have to see a lot of units. I think we're gonna see double sledge, or maybe like, I don't know what we're gonna see from Bean coming out this round. I think double sledge. In front of artillery, we see aerial specialist. So I'm expecting. Ooh, actually, no round 1 phoenixes. I would expect that against marksman sledge, but instead we see crawlers, which is okay. We see Bean go round 1 phoenixes instead.
Bean.
Yes, with their with their cost.
You sounded so disgusted with me in your voice. Like, why?
No, I was disgusted. I was surprised. Well, I am kind of disgusted because I hate round 1 phoenixes, but I'm also surprised.
Anyway, here comes Bean with the round 1 phoenixes. Surprise! There's no anti-air for Noctilla, so big surprise.
That's what I like to call the cheese win.
The cheese win. Or in this case, the bean win. We'll see who makes more honey.
I think Noctilla's just gonna go phoenixes after this. I'm gonna analyze. I'm not even thinking about this round anymore.
You're already thinking about the next round? Wow.
Yeah, I mean this is over. It's phoenixes. I hate round 1 phoenixes.
It's because of people like you they added the speed up option.
Yes. Now we do see starting storms again. I wonder if I mean Bean's probably doing fine without the Sea Whiz right now.
Bean. Let's see what upgrades we pick here. Supply specialist for Bean, 50 additional supplies per round for both of them. 50 additional
Yeah,
supplies
you
per
have to
round.
take that. You have to take that when it's this early. You have to.
It's a nice pickup, yeah.
Now we see the double sledges that I thought we were going to get last round. And I think double sledges will wreck Noctilla. Even if Noctilla gets phoenixes, I don't think they're going to help here.
Yeah,
What can Noctilla do to beat this?
I think it's cutesy to, like, do a cheese round 1 and then play normally round 2. Like, so if your opponent overcorrects to trying to deal with the phoenixes, it's like, oh, by the way, I'm playing normally now and I have, like, 4 sledges.
Yeah. I hope Noctilla doesn't go, like, Mustangs, because that would be playing right into that strat.
Mustang's most readable unit. It's Fangs instead, and they're also gonna die to the sledges.
To the sledges, yeah. Going Fangs against sledges and not the best.
So, the Storms here are really the only unit that can kill the sledges. It's kind of an interesting formation here because the Marksmen are in front of the sledges, which I don't really like at all.
Yeah, are the how fast? Actually, the Marksmen are faster than sledges are.
Yeah.
That might be. It might be like a planning for later thing, like Attila's planning to get extended range on the Marksmen and just have them engage immediately, but we'll see.
Yeah, Bean is, yeah. Phoenix has come forward, Marksman forward.
Actually, these storms are just going to instantly kill the Marksman.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, I don't like the positioning because the Storm's just going to instantly kill the Marksman. I don't love it.
That makes it a bit worried for Noctilla now, because without those extra 2 Marksmen, you're not really going to be able to take out the Storms or anything in the back line. Although it seems like the sledges are just pushing through because they're so tanky.
Yeah, these are, these are sledges. They're pretty good units. The Fangs are actually going to kill those Phoenixes nicely in the middle. It's just down to if the Storms can defend themselves with close battery fire now before the sledges murder them all, but it doesn't look like the answer to that is yes.
I think they will on the north side? No, they're going down.
No, Sledge's just a good unit here. Push through and they just kill everything. They're just doing the tank mission. They're done.
Tanks are good, who knew?
I didn't know tanks were good, but after this round watching Bean, I'm starting to think maybe they could be a good unit.
Yeah.
That was a lie. Tanks are good. I realized that I should be responsible because
Fangs.
some people might be watching this and be new to the game. Tanks are good. Tech Specialist for Noctilia. 50 tech upgrade cost decretion. That's a word. I wonder if Bean will take the same thing. Elite Fang instead. What do you think of that, Semi?
That's what I was looking at for Bean, actually, because I think that... I think that what Bean's strat is missing right now is like some chaff to just put in front of the sledgehammers. Now, the problem with these elite things is that the storms do kind of counter them, but you can always see whiz.
Yes,
Fangs. That's what I'm thinking.
Fang stocks go up now that storms are sea-wizable, yes. Fangs can probably be used a lot more now because you have to resort to Vulcans, which can be killed much easier of other ways.
Yeah, and level 3 Fangs will just completely crush the enemy Fangs, completely crush these crawlers. And as long as they're covered from these storm callers, I think they can even beat the Arclights. We'll see. Yeah.
Fangs with all the techs before were able to kill almost anything in enough numbers except for Napalm Storms. And now that you can counter that...
Wait, Sea Whizzes. Well, this one's gonna get missiled in the front here.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
Wait, no, it's not gonna get missiled. It kills the missile.
Yeah, no, it kills the missile, but its only problem is the storms hit him, but it doesn't look like they will. I think those Sea Whizzes were pretty nicely placed, actually. And of course, they'll be able to stop the shit anyway. He's gonna be really impactful here. Just like you said, using the missile interception Sea Whizzes to defend the Fangs is gonna be nice here. Unfortunately, the Fangs do go down to the Arcs instead.
Yeah. They do some good damage. I mean, it takes 2 shots for the Arcs to kill these level 3 storms. Level 3 Fangs, I mean. Yeah, I mean, Bean's forced to break straight through because you spend so much time dealing with the Arcs and the sledges are still unanswered.
This is so interesting because, again, these are my first matches today seeing this on a new patch. I haven't been playing Mechabellum lately. And it's so interesting seeing the meta just completely turn on its head. Storms were so dominant before, and you're literally watching, like, the age progression there, where these Storms are the carry unit for Noctilla. Even though Noctilla was winning, but still they were doing all the damage, and suddenly they're just doing so much less. They're just so...
Oh my god. So, Bean skipped out on the Intelligent Marksman upgrade there, which I think is a big mistake. It's free. To get plus 50, he did a skip.
That is interesting.
When you have 4 Marksmen on the field, I feel like getting Intelligent Marksman is a no-brainer. If you're gonna... I mean, I can understand not getting it over another option, but skipping for 50 resources?
What was that 50 spent on, though? There's a lot to buy for Bean here. Mechanical Rage on the Sledges is a nice pickup.
+1 attack, it looks like.
And +1
Bean
attack.
Bean
I support
spent
it.
everything and they got the +1 attack. I don't. I think Intelligent Marksman would be better.
I support it. I don't really like Marksman that much anymore anyway because I'm a Phoenix person. But, I mean, Bean started those 2... Should be 3 Marksmen. 3 Marksmen. If Bean isn't really planning to buy anymore, if it's not really about the Marksman for Bean this match... I see that, because that extra 50, hey, let you get some really nice pivotal upgrades this round.
Bean not buy new units, just upgrades?
I'm actually not sure. Possibly.
I think Bean didn't buy any new units.
I think Bean didn't buy, yeah, just upgrades. It's a lot of
We see more
upgrades.
storms for Noctilla to overwhelm the Sea Whiz and see if it's effective.
It is. It's getting those missiles
Oh,
in
yeah.
immediately. Wow, that's a lot.
However, again, I'm not sure. Wait, do they have napalm as well? Ooh, they do have napalm. But I'm not sure if it's enough to get through the sledges. The sledges are so strong now at level 2. They're keeping pace with the levels on the storms, and yeah, they're just gonna punch right through. Still no real answer for these sledges.
Napalm was an interesting choice there. Like, it does get the market in the end, I guess, but it's just, yeah, it's not really going to help you against the sledges.
I think it was an overreaction to the fangs, like, oh god, level 3 fangs, let me get napalm, but there's only 2 units of them. You don't need napalm to kill 2 units of fangs. The Stormcalls will do that anyway. And
Yeah.
I think you need to deal with these sledges. If that's mass phoenixes, which you do see 2 phoenixes have come out for Noctilla, but clearly didn't do enough there. I think they're actually getting killed by the marksmen, so maybe they need extended range or. No, wait, no extended range upgrade on these phoenixes. What? Energy shield, reassembly.
It's a bit worrying too, I think, because you're funneling more and
Oh,
more
wait.
money into storms, and Bean can just buy more Sea Whizzes, right? There's no limit.
Yeah.
You can buy 8
It's
devices a
interesting.
turn.
The Phoenixes have a free jump drive upgrade because of the tech specialist.
Yes, though it isn't necessarily free because it's free, but then your other techs will be cost more, so that's probably why they haven't
Yeah.
taken it yet, of course.
Okay, and we see the answer come out to the more storm callers. If the enemy gets more storm callers, just gets
Yeah.
more Sea Whiz.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I think the vulnerability to Sea Whiz right now is that they're forward deployed. If you place like even sacrificial like Phoenixes or Marksmen on the front line for Noctilla, you can kill them before they get to do their job. But if you put shields on them, then you know, I mean, it's not done
Now-
yet. So yeah, look at this.
I think again, Bean has made a mistake here though, going harder into the fangs against these napalm storm callers. But we'll see. Maybe the extra Sea Whizzes will help make up the difference here, and they are. Oh my god, they're shooting down all the missiles.
That's amazing. As they get further away from the Sea Whizz's cover, they will lose effectiveness, as you can see. Wasp spawning in the back is barely killed by the Phoenix. Nice job there of the Marksman's help. And yeah, like the missiles are just like, even when some are still landing, so many of the volley are being taken out. That's so much damage taken away. This is the danger. I mean, if you're going to go harder into storms, Stormcaller's also getting range upgrade. Just pouring money into candles while your family is starving. Like, it's crazy.
Does range upgrade do anything for them there? Because they're not really getting
No.
pushed that hard. I don't think so. It actually makes it worse because it makes it so that you fire closer to the Sea Whiz coverage zone. It's actually a downgrade because yeah, it gives the Sea Whiz a longer time to shoot at the missiles because they're traveling further into the targeting zone.
I think the plan was for the storms to walk forward and overwhelm the Sea Whizzes with range upgrade, but the problem is extra Sea Whizzes were placed.
And now there's 2 more. Now there's triple Sea Whiz on each front.
See, this is very cute from Bean, but please place a shield, you know? Like, the obvious thing to do here is, okay, Bean, please place a shield in your Sea Whizzes. Noctilla, please just place a unit forward to kill the Sea Whizzes. Because I don't know how much health they have, but it can't be much.
I don't even think you can kill the Sea Whizzes. We see Noctilla get even more Stormcallers. You just need something for these sledges. And we do see balls come out. Balls are a good answer to the sledges, but I'm not sure. I think it's too little too late. The sledges are level 3 with Mechanical Rage. I'm not sure the ball's going to be able to do it here.
Sea Whiz have 4,000 HP since Starbright? Oh my god.
That's
insane.
actually a ton.
Triptych says Sentry Missile kills both sides of Sea Whiz. Triptych is making the same mistake you did, Sammy, of using missiles to kill anti-missile turrets.
Oh, no, wait. Are the Sentry Missiles the player ball ones? Yeah. No, I thought you meant the call-in.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Colin
those
would work.
The call-in would work.
Nice shields, nice shields. This is so strong. I love this. This is like base. Forward base deployment. I love it. We're getting base building apparently in this patch of Mechabellum, and it's great.
Hey, we're turning into a traditional RTS. We're getting factory units coming up soon. Let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Wait, Shield's holding strong. Sea Whiz is holding strong as well. The missile line's just unable to really get through.
Wait, what's an enemy here? What? Why did... There was an enemy in there, apparently. Is it, Parasite? Weird. Must have been a UI bug.
Where are you talking about inside the shield?
Oh, one of the Sea Whizzes had like a red health bar for a minute, like it had turned traitor, like it had been hacked. It was odd. Anyway.
Yeah, it's... Again, the sledges just breaking through almost unopposed. Stormcallers cannot deal with these leveled up sledges at all. Like the napalm, they just barely tickles them. And you're not getting through the Sea Whiz line. It's like this arms race where the Sea Whizzes block the storms, so Noctilla buys more storms, but then Bean buys more Sea Whizzes, so the Noctilla buys more storms, so then Bean buys more Sea Whizzes, and
it's better
just
cost
like this endless
effectiveness.
arm race. Yeah, that's better cost effectiveness.
The downside for the Seawiz is that once they die, they're gone forever, but you can buy one 100 cost Seawiz to nullify one 200 cost Stormcaller, basically. So,
Yeah.
it's like this, if you try to, like, outstorm the Seawizes, then yes, for half the cost, you can out-Seawiz the Storms, unless you lose. If you lose them, then all that money is gone. So it's this kind of interesting, like, game of chicken, right? If you lose all that Seawiz investment, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but again, it's an opportunity cost, because while Noctilla is investing, Noctilla only has, like, 2 slots to buy units with. If you spend them both on Storms, that's another round you haven't answered the sledge problem.
Yeah.
Because even if you kill all the Sea Whizzes, I don't think you're killing the sledges even with all these Storms.
That's
Because they're all level 1. The sledges are level 3 with Mech Rage. They're fast, they hit hard, they hit fast. And now there's Overlords on the field, which do not care about the Storms whatsoever. And we have almost no AA for Noctilla, only Fangs on the field.
That's a really important point, you're right, that the Seawiz's other thing is that they don't count for your bought units, and they're cheap. So later on, these later rounds, when you have more money than unit deployments often, unless you're playing Giants, yeah, you can buy Seawiz's and other units, and so you're reacting to Storms or Overlords at the same time as being able to then free up your initiative to buy different problems for your opponent to answer. I really like it, because I didn't use Storms much. And everyone always yelled at me to use them more. Well, who's laughing now, bitches?
But you see Rocket Fist,
Yeah,
Fortresses coming out, which are an answer to the sledges, but I think the Overlords now have come out. Like, Beans has just advanced his strategy to something new.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
I think, yeah, we're seeing, like, so much was invested in the Storms, it's a bit behind the curve for Hatsune Miku. It's not looking good.
Yeah, and the Fortresses are the right choice. Like, they're doing what they need to. They're killing the sledges, they're holding back the front line, they're rocket fisting anything that lives, but the meta has moved on. Beans is like, okay, you can kill my sledges at this point, because now I've got a new tool. I've got these Overlords. Well, you were so busy, buying all these Storms, I got all these Overlords, and okay, it's doing the fast. Oh, because it's only air versus ground now, that's why.
The meta has moved on, and it's moved on from Storms. You're seeing the last hurrah of doing nothing but Stormcallers there. Just charge the Storm Brigade, that's dead.
I think this match was like the ultimate nail in the coffin for the Stormcaller meta. It's like, you can go as many Storms as you want. You're not going to outpace these Sea Whizzes. Your time in the sun is over now. It's the age of the Sea Whiz.
That did look like outdated strats there. Just so much money poured into the Storms. So much. And just, like, doesn't really matter. Because this one simple trick, Stormcaller players hate it. Yeah, just, like, buy a few of those. So cost effective there to just nullify all of that. Imagine if these Storms had been Marksman or something instead. You're looking much better. It's great.
Yeah, Marksman or Phoenixes or so many other things, yeah.
And you're going to see less Overlord spam too, because you've got to be aware of these things now. It kind of encourages you to take ground too. Like, you want to push forward and take out the enemy's positions so that you can take out the Seawiz platforms now, you know what I mean? Or flank. If you flank, then this is even more reason to flank now, because generally it seems like so far players are going to place Seawizes fairly close to their towers. So if you're doing flanking strats, it's even more worth now, because you're going to take out those towers earlier. Interesting stuff.
Exactly.
Very cool. GG to Bean. Trouncing their way through that match.
Now, I see that there's no result for Incredon versus Ricochet, but I think that's because now that we're into, like, the semifinals,
they waited.
Do upper bracket and lower bracket separately, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they waited.
Or do we do one round at a time? How does this work, Star? Remind us. Unless Beagle remembers and I'm just the forgetful idiot.
Well, Star told me that Incredon and Ricochet were going to be waiting to see what happens in the losers bracket because of how it works out now with the brackets. So now we can pick between Nero v Goth, Salty Salt v the Bieg, and Incredon v Ricochet. Who do you want to see the most here? Is this are we already at the semis?
Yeah, Incredon versus Ricochet is semis. The Nero, Goth, Salty Salt, and Bieg is quarters. Do we want to do, like, each of these matches, like, one at a time, then?
It's entirely up to you. I can just play with Sigma after, so I don't mind.
I could go play Tarkov after.
You're only gonna
This.
get one extra match if you do them one by one at this point, right? Because it's Incredon, Ricochet. No, we'd watch 3 extra matches there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and less players this time too. Yeah, way faster. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna leave it up to you and Star. It's Star's tournament, so I'm gonna leave it up to Star. Whether Star wants to do simultaneous or each match.
Okay, I was gonna say we leave it to chat and do a poll, but we can ask.
It's Starbright's tournament. Okay, Starbright has the legal rights to the tournament.
Okay.
Starbright says that she is an indecisive bitch, and so it's up to us, I think. And you want to watch it?
Yeah, let's do a poll. I
No.
like these things in the chat.
You want to leave it up to chat? I mean, I think chat's going to vote for more matches. I think that's just a waste of time.
Chat's been
I think
hungry for Rose Sigma.
in the time that we do a poll, we could just watch a match, Sammy. Let's do it. Let's just watch
Let's do it.
each of them
Let's do it.
individually. So
Okay,
let's watch one of the losers, then let's watch Incredon Ricochet, then let's watch the next loser, and then we watch the last one. So 4 more matches.
okay.
So pick one of the losers.
Let's just go from the top. Nero Barbecue versus Goff the Great. We'll come off the last one. Or, no, wait, no, sorry, that was...
Yeah. Nero Barbecue
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
Goaf the Great. Let's do Nero Barbecue
Yes.
versus Goaf the Great.
Now, we have not seen much of Goaf, because we saw the end of one of Goaf's matches. I'm in the lobby, by the way, if you join on me. So I'm curious, like, what their playstyle is. They have very high combat power. But I guess that doesn't matter anymore. It's really MMR. Wait, how... Did Ricochet have 40,000 combat power? I don't remember.
Incredon plays a lot. Incredon plays a lot of this game.
Wait, are we watching Incredon first?
No,
Oh, so
no.
we're watching Goff. Oh, okay. If you join on me, I'm in the lobby.
Oh, apparently there's an extra match in a loser's bracket? What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they have to... These two play, then Salty Salt and B-Egg plays, then the winner of that plays, and then they go on to the... Wait. Oh, yeah, because this isn't the lower bracket semis.
Yes, so then the winner of... Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because one Incredon or Ricochet needs to go back down there. Okay, here we go.
You got
Wait,
the
no, you're not
match.
in here yet. I said like 3 times I got the match.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you. I'm in.
I know you were. Like, you don't listen to me when I say to play X Division.
Yeah, I really don't. Sorry.
No.
I got a lot going on, I'm sorry.